The Trojan Chronicles. The 2017 football season. The year is 2017. The football season just started. Everything is going good. Pep rallies every Friday. Many wins, few losses. After being in one of the toughest districts in Texas, they find a way to end up in the top of their division. They make it to the playoffs, feeling more prepared than ever. The story of the Trinity Trojans continued to grow beyond standard. Fourth round of playoffs came around. It wasn't the first time that the Allen Eagles and the Trinity Trojans faced off. It was a long ride. We fiercely fought till the end. Alas, we crumbled, the loss leaving us saddened. But the Trinity pride never died down. Okay. Training. Last year we went a long way, but against Allen we didn't stand a chance. That night we drove back, still celebrating that we got that far. Even though they scored last quarter, we still had hope. Allen tried to kill our spirit, but we held until the last second. This event just motivated us to never stop our grind. We kept bettering ourselves, training for our future goals. Lackey is our captain. He always makes us keep up. Our captain made the team do drills late into the nights, but still was kind to give advice on how to relax and heal. On certain days, the team went to the workout stations and honed our muscles until they couldn't even move anymore. We mastered every workout from leg muscles to neck muscles. Some days we got a break and just talked about our ideas on some plays to do, what weakness each person has, and their habits they keep making. After the hardest training of their life, their first game was around the corner. Allen history. With mere days delaying the start of the season, the Trojans trembled, their minds fraught with worry, as they remembered their true foe, Allen. Only a few envisioned embarking to the field later that week, and even Brandon, beseeching them to remain, dreaded defeat. Lackey knew that, and felt fear himself. In spite, he held himself high, standing and delivering desperately a speech to inspire them. If we do not now fight, we will not be victorious. If we do not now rise and redeem ourselves, then Allen will stay as stardom, leering over us. We have worked ourselves tired training for that night. Will the once fearless flee, or will we win? A short silence ensued, and as Lackey lowered himself, a clamor of cheers arose, re-inspiring the Trojans and lifting their spirits from their shallow states. Our last season. On the day of the first game, Bell breaching the field, vying for victory. They stood smiling, cocky and crude, lost nowhere near their foreseen outcome. Drake taunted and tormented the Trojans tirelessly, but to no avail. Lackey led the team onto the field. The match starts. Brandon blitzed through their defense, scoring touchdown after touchdown, teaching Bell never to underestimate the returning rulers. By the end of the evening, Drake was reeling, his vision of once veiled by a sure-proof victory, now devoured by defeat. The Trojans cheered as they left, celebrating their success. In a week's time, they returned to the field, their opponent this time Colleyville. Leo, the star of the Panthers, scowled at the opposition. Again, the match began, and the Trojans started strong, scoring and smiling as they led the game. Yet as time passed, the gap betwixt their scores shrank severely, until Colleyville stole the spotlight thanks to Leo's leadership and ruthlessness. In the last minutes, Lackey called the Trojans together and thought for a moment, scouring his mind for a play. Kebo came forward, exhuming confidence, and laid out a plan to the now smiling Trojans. They broke, lined back up, and resumed play. Kebo ran far, reaching the outer limits of the field. Lackey took a deep breath and wound his arm back. He loosed the ball, sending it soaring to Kebo, who caught it from nearly 70 yards and stepped into the end zone uncontested. Cheers flooded the field, and the Trojans had won once more. They left together, feeling more confident for their next match. Trinity versus Allen game. The Trojans are filled with resentment towards Allen in the hard-fought game against the top team in the state of Texas. Student sections getting loud and lit. Scoreboard is flying with numbers. With few seconds on the clock, Lackey tosses up the pigskin to Kebo in the end zone, but Allen had plenty of time to score. We nearly lost, but on the last play of the game, Trojans up by 6. Allen throws a Hail Mary to win, but Pedro is sacked by Sal. After the long odyssey, Trinity took home the win. Trinity shined. Our hard work did pay off. The next step. After the victory against Allen, Trinity went on wondering if that was their last match in the whole football season. The team was so glad that they won the game, but it also left an emptiness inside of them, like they feel that if that was truly the end of their career. They thought it was the end, but they didn't realize there was a bigger foe in the near future. The team still wanted to get stronger in the end, so they decided to work harder to teach the youngins how Trinity does football. The Trinity Legacy. The toughest season the Trojans ever had finally ended with a victory against their tough opponents. They knew that their end wasn't near and had to try harder to prepare for any tough opponents that might cross their path. No matter what happens, they will stick together even through the hardest times. In the end, they all decided to go to the Nationals together to fight even more exciting and thrilling opponents that are out there waiting to be defeated.